Hello. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, YouTube. Happy day whenever you're tuning in. I'm Alexis. I'm just going to give a couple minutes for folks to join. Today is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Fathers are good. Glad we have them. We're going to do yoga. I have some outer hip opening and shoulder opening planned. But if you're joining and you have any requests, let me know. Hello. Thanks for coming. This is an hour-long Power Vinyasa class. I had this really nice experience yesterday with my yoga practice where I did an hour-long practice in 20-minute chunks. That was pretty good, over the course of 3 hours. Yeah, that's something you could try if you don't want to stay for the whole hour. Hi, everyone who's joining. Thank you for coming. Any shoulder modifications you can give will be appreciated. Shoulder modifications, some of us are sore. Okay, cool, great. Being sore is great. Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm going to get started. It's 9:30. So we're going to start sitting today, and I would encourage you to pick the easiest seat, the first thing that comes to mind. Don't think too hard about it. Sometimes, a thing I've been thinking about a lot is when we show up to a yoga class, a practice like this, we develop the practice of listening and exploring things that aren't self-prompted. It gives us the opportunity for surprise. The teacher instructs you to do something that you wouldn't have thought of on your own, or takes a sequence in a direction that wouldn't be your choice. And that's really interesting, and it's a cool skill to cultivate. How do I manage my reactivity when things come at me that are unexpected? And that's a lot of mindfulness practice is, I'm reacting to something, and how do I center myself in right now in my body? There's this other side of exploring a physical yoga practice that is listening to your intuition and developing a sense of, well, if I had the choice, what would I do? Or even if it's not a choice, even if it's more visceral than that, if I'm coming to a seat, what is my today body telling me to occupy? What shape? So greet your today body, your right now body. It's different than 2 hours ago, it's different than yesterday or a week ago. Greet what you're bringing to your mat today. And right when you show up, allow the practice to be intuitive. I will do plenty of bossing you around, but as you come to a seat, just tune into maybe areas of the body that you're really aware of because you're feeling sore. Maybe it's a sense of energy flowing through your body. Maybe you feel lethargic or excited or antsy. And allow that sensation of your own experience to ground you in right now. As you inhale and exhale, what comes up? And just hone that sense of you're just steeping in your own experience. Whoa. Become obsessed with the breath as it enters and leaves the body, the way the mind flitters from thinking about one thing to being someplace completely different. And just remember that you can only be where you are right now. There's nowhere else that you can be. There's no other body that you can inhabit. It's just this. And it's enough. And you don't have to do anything different than what you're doing. I would like you to count 3 more breaths, inhaling and exhaling, and stay with them the entire time. And once you're done counting, you'll start to invite movement into your arms. It can be any movement that comes into your body. So when you're ready, 3 breaths, your pace. See if you can follow the breath, inhale and exhale the entire duration, and then transition to movement. As you begin to move your arms, notice where you can feel the nerve endings in your body. When you feel sensation, where is that? It might be in between the shoulder blades or the sides of the neck. You might feel the fascia kind of surrounding the muscles as you bring some blood flow. Just keep your attention on right now. What do you feel and where do you feel it? Allow your movements to get a little bit bigger and a little bit more fluid. And as you're moving your arms, try to keep the rest of your body stationary. So the legs stay the same, your pelvis stays the same, you're just moving the arm bones. And then bring your hands to heart center on your next motion. Press your palms together, and as you press your palms together, let your elbows lift up. So reach your elbows up as high as you can while keeping your palms glued together. And then keeping your hands together, you just start to straighten through the elbows and reach your arms up overhead. Keep pressing your palms in. And more energy towards the pinky side edges of your palm. So keep pushing the pinky fingers together. Reach long through the elbows and your armpits. Take a breath in. And then shift your weight forward to tabletop as you breathe out. Bring your knees to hip width distance. Tuck your toes if they're not already. And just hover your knees an inch above the mat. Hug your low belly in. Try to keep your knees even, so there's no pinching in the knees. And just hug your low belly in. Take a big breath. Downward facing dog, just for a second. Exhale. And then inhale, come back, hovering the knees above the mat. Exhale, hip creases up and back. Inhale, hover your knees. Exhale, down dog. 2 more like this. Inhale, shift forward, hover your knees, push down into your palms. Exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Last one. Kneeling in downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Start to walk your hands towards your feet at the back of your mat and come into Uttanasana, forward fold. You might interlace your hands into the crooks of opposite elbows. Shift your weight towards the balls of your feet. Tuck your chin in towards your chest and let your head hang. And then again, it might feel good to just stay stationary today. Seeing if you can isometrically engage the muscles in the front of your legs to create more length in the backs of your legs. Let the back of your skull be soft. Take a breath in. And then if you have your elbows crossed like this, switch them the other direction. If you don't have them crossed, cross them now. So you're interlacing fingertips into elbows. And then start to bend your knees. So your chest will rest on your thighs and you're just bending your knees forward. And move really slowly. And you're gonna hover before you get to where you're kind of sitting down. You're really engaging the quads, pushing down into your feet, and you're turning on the muscles in your legs. Push your forearms forward, so you're lifting your upper arms towards the ceiling as much as you can. Maybe your biceps are next to your ears. Take one more inhale, and then come to a seat as you exhale, right into boat pose, Navasana. Shift your weight back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe shins are parallel to the floor, or legs are extended. You can bring your feet to the floor, that works too. Just try to stay light in your chest. And squeeze your shoulder blades together. So you're squeezing the back body, broadening across the front of the chest. Hands come to heart center, inhale. Exhale, lower yourself halfway down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. If this is too much, feet can be down, or hands can be down, or both. You're just lowering down and lifting up. Any variation, okay? We're gonna do 10 here. Try to just stick with the movement, whatever it means for you. Last 6, 5, 4, holding in the hover in 3, 2, and 1. Hold your legs, hold your chest, hovering, and then come all the way down onto your back. Extend your legs up overhead, interlace your hands back behind your head, flex your feet towards your face. You should feel your hamstrings and your calves because you're flexing your feet and engaging the front legs strongly. Take an inhale, exhale, lift your chin, chest, and shoulders up off of the mat, okay? So several options. You can just take tiny pulses here. If you want a little bit more, you want to get into the obliques. Extend the right leg and right elbow comes to left knee. And then center, twist as you exhale. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. You can also take these with bendies, like yogi bicycles. You can also just stay upright and pulse, okay? We'll be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Squeeze your knees into your chest and spin your femur bones in circles. So you're rotating the upper leg bone in your hip socket and then switch the directions of the rotations. Start to rock and roll on your spine. We get a few nice little rocks. Let this be like a little massage for the back body. If it's too intense on the back, we're meeting in a standing forward fold. So you'll plant your feet when you're ready. Hips to sky, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands if you have the space and step your left foot to the back of your mat. You can also stay on the fingertips. Low lunge, pause. I want you to think throughout class about a lot of these poses that we think of as transitions. So how can we be present even when we haven't arrived at our destination? So low lunge, think about hugging your right heel back towards you and coming all the way up to the left heel stacked above the left ball of the foot. Pull your right hip back and squeeze your left glute. This is a super active pose. If you held this for 3 minutes, you'd be really sore tomorrow. Keep this engagement, keep squeezing your legs towards each other. And then ground down into your palms, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank, strong front body. Exhale, down dog, press your hips back. Last one, inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees, look forward, take a big breath in. Exhale, feet to hands to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Come all the way up to stand. Urdhva, upward, hastasana. Hasta is hands. And then bring hands to heart center, samastitihi. Standing at attention, or focus standing pose. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift is a breath in. Plant your hands, step or jump your feet back, landing in Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, that was Ardha, this is Adho. Take a big breath in. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or hop your feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fingertips or full handprint, step your right foot back, low lunge and pause. Push your left heel down and hug it towards your right heel without moving the foot. So engage the inner thigh of your left leg and send your left hip back. This left leg is really strong. And then squeeze your right butt, push your right thigh up towards the ceiling, and bring your right heel to stack above the right big toe mound of the right foot. Keep pushing into the feet, scissor your legs together, take a breath in, and then very lightly step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. This time, exhale, half push-up, lower halfway down. Press yourself back up, high plank, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. 2 more times like that. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, maybe your knees lower, push up. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, push up. Elbows squeeze next to your ribs. Inhale, press up. Exhale, hips to sky. Right foot reaches high, take a big breath in. Exhale, right foot outside your right hand. So you have this wider stance, drop your hips and lift your chest. Inhale, step the right foot back. Exhale, stay. Left foot sweeps high on a breath in. Exhale, left foot outside your left hand. Drop your hips down, lift your chest. Inhale, step your left foot back. And exhale, settle into down dog. Moving a little bit more quickly. Right foot outside the right hand, breath in. Exhale, right foot steps back. Left foot steps forward, breath in. Left foot steps back. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, right foot back. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, left foot back. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, prepare. After you exhale all your air out, step or hop your feet to your hands to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, exhale. Rise to stand. Notice where your mind goes in the transition. As you bring your hands to heart, remember the focused concentration of palms pushing as elbows lift. Okay, been here before. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Surya Namaskar, Uttanasana, fold forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga Dandasana, breathe out. Your variation, step or hop back. If you're hopping, elbows bend when you land. Up dog is an inhale this time. Downward facing dog, maybe roll over the tops of the feet, working on ankle mobility. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop forward to the top of your mat. Building heat, halfway lift, inhale. Strong tops of your feet, forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Go
downwards. On an inhale, sweep your right foot high to the sky. Exhale, right foot outside your right hand. Inhale, drop your hips, lift your heart. Exhale, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Left foot high, inhale. Exhale, left foot outside your left hand. Inhale, dip your hips, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Two choices. We're going to do 3 rounds of this. You can step one foot forward at a time like we were doing previously, right foot and then left foot, or maybe you hop your feet outside your hands and then hop them back, downward facing dog. 2 more. If you're stepping, do it vigorously, as fast as you can, meaning back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, sweep your right foot high to the sky. Exhale, bend your right knee and open through your hip. Hug your right heel towards your right seat and lengthen along the front of the right thigh. Inhale, extend the right leg long. Exhale, step your right foot between your palms, low lunge. You're going to bring your left knee to the outside of your right ankle and come to a seat. So you're in a seated twist. Extend your right arm up overhead, and then like a rainbow, you're painting a rainbow, plant it behind you, and then your left arm reaches up overhead, and you can bring the left elbow inside your right thigh, or the inside of your left elbow will hug the right leg. Gaze over your right shoulder, root down into the ball mound of your right toe, your right foot. So push your right foot down, and then maybe your gaze tracks all the way over the right shoulder. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, just unhook the right foot. Right foot meets the left. I'm going to turn around because my back is to you, but you don't have to. So you're in Baddha Konasana, and just start to hinge your hips forward. You should feel a little bit of opening on the outer hips. Don't force it here. Just take this as far as you need to go for you in your body today. If you folded forward, start to lift your chest back up and turning back around. And then you're going to take the ball of your left foot and bring it outside the right thigh. Left foot plants outside the right thigh. This time extend your left arm up overhead. Sweep it back like a rainbow. And right elbow comes either to the front of the left knee or hooks outside the left knee for grounded twist. Drive the twist because your left foot is strong. So push the left foot down. See how that creates a little bit of space in the base of your torso? And twist right around the navel. Maybe gaze all the way over the left shoulder. The transition out of this pose is going to be standing splits to the back of your mat. Maybe you don't need your hands, okay? You think of a really strong left foot, you start to shift your weight towards the back of your mat, and right foot goes high to the sky. I'm not in hands-free mode today, but someday. It's not my today's body. Get as high as you can through the right heel, take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, right foot steps next to the left. Chair pose, weight is in your heels, arms reach up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, interlace your hands at your low back. Push your fists down, lift through your chest. Squeeze your thighs together. I love this pose right now. It's like torturous, but it also feels so good. Start to lift your heels, squeeze your inner thighs together. See if you can lift more through your chest and get heavier through your hips. Squeeze your low belly in, like you're lifting your hip points up towards your low ribs. Take an inhale. Keep the bind fold forward as you exhale. In one fell swoop, you're going to release your hands, come up and bring your right knee into your chest. Woo! We'll have a chance to do it on the other side. So you know what the transition is like. Start to roll out the right ankle and then switch opposite directions. Rotate it the opposite direction. Take a big breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. Start to kick back to the right foot. So you're in warrior 3, just for a transition. And then land On the ball of your back foot, inhale, crescent lunge, arms sweep up. Okay, so you can stay here, keeping your right leg really straight and strong, arms straight up overhead, or you might start to bend into the right knee and hover your right knee above the mat, just for a little bit of extra activation in the right glute. Squeeze your right butt. And then left, wherever you are, left hand around your right wrist, gently pull to the left. So you're opening through the right side body. The psoas, your IT band on the right side, reach as far as you can. Get really open. And then lift back up, straighten the back leg if it's lifted. And then spin your back heel down, warrior two. Ground down to the outer edge of the right foot. Bend into your left knee. Interlace your hands at your low back and wrap them around the left waist. So the back of your right palm should be kind of in the hip crease of your left hip. Keep sinking into your lunge, and then use the fist to lift your rib cage up, like you're creating more length through this left side body, and then start to back, side bend. So you're coming into reverse warrior with this bind. You might leave the right hand there, hugging the left hip, and extend your left arm up overhead next to your left ear, left bicep, left ear. Reach back if you can, inhale. Keep the bind extended side angle. Your left hand might rest on your right thigh. Your left hand might stay extended. This is a lot of side body activation. If you're reaching forward with the left hand, like you're trying to hand your roommate a plate of crackers, snack time. No, that's not being right here right now. How many times do you think about snacks while you're practicing yoga? I don't even want to talk about it. And then wherever your left arm is, extend it down towards your left ankle, or in a rainbow back to the top of the mat into low lunge. So you're going to release the bind with your right arm, windmill your hands, come all the way to low lunge at the top of your mat. And then skandasana to the back of your mat. So we're kind of rotating back and forth. You bend into your left knee and right toes point straight up. And maybe hands to heart center here, or hands supporting you on the earth. For this skandasana, be intuitive. It's really hard for me to get my left heel down. I'm not gonna today. It's okay. I'm still gonna try this other thing, which is extending my left arm in front of my left leg and wrapping my right arm back around like it was before towards my left hip crease. And then maybe you find a bind here. Okay, this is a great place to stay. You might start to walk your right foot in, not walk, but it'll be like a step into Malasana feet. So your right foot, steps next to your left, and then your weight kind of centers across both feet. You might still have the bind the whole time that you do this, okay? Now, the next thing, you might keep the bind as you ground down into the right foot and come to standing on the right leg for bound garland. That's not in my today's body. So instead, I'm going to release my hands, and I'm going to try to do it without the bind. Coming up, hugging my left thigh up, and then I might find a bind up here, or a half bind. I'll bring my hand to my left hip crease, wrap my left arm around the front of the left leg, okay? Go as far as you can and just play, it doesn't matter. I look pretty silly and I'm on video. Okay, you're in your own home. I can't see you. Your dog thinks this is impressive regardless. Okay, and then we're gonna come back out the same way we came in. Maybe you can come out with the bind even if you couldn't stand up with it. I can't. And then you step your right foot back to skandasana at the front of your mat. Woo! This feels great. It's not hard at all. This is easy. And then shift your weight to your right foot. You're gonna come to standing knee raise at the top of your mat. Oh my gosh. Arms sweep up overhead as an inhale. Garudasana arms, left arm underneath your right, crossing at elbows. Maybe you hug yourself or wrap forearms. If your shoulders are sore, this should feel Good. Some variation of this should feel good. Find one that feels good. And then Galabasana legs. Cross your left ankle over the right thigh and sink back. Flex your left toes. The more you bend your right knee, the more opening you'll feel in your left outer thigh. Press your forearms away from your face. You're lengthening the rhomboids. Take an inhale. You're going to hug your left knee back into your chest. Keep the arms. Warrior 3, extend your left foot back behind you. Tuck your left hip down. Flex your left toes. Big breath in. Land warrior 1 feet at the back of your mat. So left heel comes down, but your left hip stays pointing forward. This might be a shorter stance than your warrior 2 or your crescent lunge. Take a big breath in. Start to hinge your chest over your right thigh, but keep full strength in the left leg. Ease root your left foot down, and then come as far down as makes sense to you. Your shoulders might come all the way to meet your right knee, or you're just gonna hover. But please keep your left leg very strong. And then from here, just release the arms. Extend your right arm to the inside of the right thigh. I like to bring my left hand to the low back. You can also extend your left arm up overhead. And then straighten into the right knee in your Trikonasana, triangle pose. You might like to have a longer stance of triangle. You might like to bring your feet so they're more in one line. You know, use your intelligent intuition to adjust. We're always adjusting. Did you know that yoga is hard? It's hard for everyone. It's hard for literally everyone. That's why it's a thing. Keep rooting down to the ball of your right foot. Spin your left shoulder open. Take a big breath in. And then you're just going to lower the left hand down and turn your chest towards your right leg. Again, you might need to adjust the stance. This is a pyramid pose variation. The adjustments to your stance might be widening the feet so that they are closer to the opposite long edges of the mat. I don't know if that made a lot of sense. Your right foot would move right and your left foot would move left. You might also bring them closer together lengthwise. Okay, from here, lengthen your spine, so reach your collarbones forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back, so your back body is engaging, like your back bending as much as you can. Left hand stays planted, right arm sweeps either to your low back or up overhead, revolve triangle. Keep your right foot rooted, and your right hip is pushing back. So you're trying to get the muscles in your right leg that stitch and web all of this musculature together. You're trying to get that as long as possible by pushing your right foot forward and your right hip back. And then the twist kind of rinses them out. So you're just getting this like deep, rich, like squeezing, sponging, milking sensation of the muscles in the right leg. Okay. Lower your right hand back down. If it's lifting, take an inhale. Plant your hands, lift your left heel up. This time, right arm sweeps high, so you're back in a low lunge, but you're twisting. So this is just like your revolve triangle, except that your left heel is up and your right knee is bending. All yoga postures are the same, and they're all different. Get as long as you can through your right arm. Side planks into the outer edge of your left foot. Maybe your left knee comes down, right knee stacks on top of the left. Maybe right foot hovers. Maybe you grab the top of your right foot with your right hand to open through the right hip flexor. Take one more breath in wherever you are. Chaturanga Dandasana if it's appropriate. Up dog if it's appropriate. Downward facing dog. Wow, wow, wow. My sister taught me that. Wow, wow, wow. It's an exclamation of joy and wonder. Okay, we're gonna do that all on another side. And then we're gonna do something else. So you know what's coming on this side, unless I mess up the flow, and then surprise, you get to be with your reactivity. Left foot to side of the sky on an inhale. Bend your left knee and open through your hip as you exhale. Hug your left heel towards your left seat and squeeze your left butt. Maybe get a little bit further open with the hip. One more inhale. Stay for the breath out. Extend your left leg high and back as far as you can. Inhale, breath. Low lunge as you exhale. I've already forgotten what we're doing. No, I haven't. Okay, this time, your right knee is gonna come back behind your left heel. You're gonna set your right shin down and sit back. And you might need to adjust from here. Like my left foot unhooked from my right thigh, so I'm gonna walk it back. My left sits bone is trying to fly out to the moon, so I'm gonna reground that. And then arms, left arm sweeps up and open and plants back behind you. Right arm sweeps up. Maybe you try a different variation with the arms than you tried last time. Maybe the knee comes to the inner right elbow. Maybe it comes to the outer right elbow. Maybe you extend the arm. Gaze over your left shoulder if you can. Root down into both sits bones and your left foot. And then we're gonna stay twisted and just lift the left foot. Bring the sole of the left foot to touch the right. So you're in Baddha Konasana. This time maybe you take a different arm variation. You could send your arms up overhead and fold forward. You could interlace your hands back behind you and fold forward. There's lots of options. Do what comes naturally, and please don't strain. None of these poses were designed for you to strain. Ask yourself if you are using muscles in your face for this pose. You don't need those. Not part of Baddha Konasana. As we transition into seated twist at the back of our mat, stay with your body through the whole transition. So you're gonna lift your right leg up. You're gonna turn yourself left and bring the right foot outside the left thigh. What happened that whole time? I felt stuff in both hips. Then ground down to the big toe mound of your right foot. Sweep your right arm up like a beautiful rainbow, planted behind you. Left arm sweeps up, and maybe left elbow outside the right thigh or whatever arm variation makes sense. Gaze over your right shoulder. If you want to extend the arm, extend the arm. Whatever is touching something, let it touch with intention. So your right leg is intentionally cuddling your left arm. Your right palm is saying, thank you, Earth, for supporting the weight of my body all the time. Your left shin is like, oh, I love having so much of myself pressing into the floor. And then the transition out of this will be left foot high standing splits. Right foot is your base. So you start to turn towards the back of your mat. Maybe you don't need your hands and you shift your weight forward and your left foot goes skyward. If you do need your hands, cool. You'll remember this day when you don't need your hands and think, gosh, I was so innocent then. Get as high as you can with the left leg, strong as you can with the right foot. Take a breath in. Left foot steps next to the right as you breathe out. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Utka is fierce. Arms sweep up overhead. Weight is towards your seat and your heels. Interlace your hands at your low back. Your least natural way, or the opposite way that you did last time, push your fist down, lift your chest up, sink deeper into your knees, and lift your heels. Sink deeper into your knees as far as you can. Oh yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Hug your pubic bone up. Get your heels a little bit higher. You got this for 3. Heels higher. Last 2. Forward fold. Keep the bind. Let your shoulders just kind of rinse out. It might feel good to shift your weight side to side a little bit. Bend into one knee at a time. Woo. And then your right foot is your base. You're going to release the bind and hug your left into your chest. Woo. I'm going to do that again. Release the bind and hug your knees in your chest. Oh yeah, that was pretty good. And then squeeze it up and in. Rotate the ankle. Rotate the ankle the opposite direction. Okay. And then warrior 3. Hands to heart center. Maybe we were doing something else that I don't remember. So kick your left foot back. Tuck your left toes down. Get longer through your chest. And then land on the ball of your left foot at the back of, at the front of you. I switch directions. So your left foot is back towards the top of your mat. You're still facing the back of your mat. Arms reach up, crescent lunge. And then you keep your left leg very straight and strong, or you start to bend into your left knee. Your choice. Maybe you start with one, you switch, doesn't matter. You're doing it with full intentionality. Left hand around your right wrist, wherever you are, and pull left. Get longer through your right side body. Get as long as you can. Pull through the hand. Take one more inhale. Straighten through the back leg, arms sweep up. Spin your back heel down, warrior 2. Interlace your hands at your low back, your least natural way. And then bring the fist to the right hip crease. Bend deeply into your right knee and strengthen your left leg. Be strong in the left butt. Okay, and then here, start to press the back of your left hand up into your side body, like you're gonna lift your right ribs up. And then as you lift up, start to side bend into reverse warrior with this kind of bind. You can keep your hands bound. Maybe your right hand is helping pull your left hand further forward, or your right hand might release bicep next to your ear. Maybe you reach back a little bit further with the right arms. Keep the lunge in the right leg. Bend deeper into the right leg. It shouldn't be hard. Yoga is hard. Take one more inhale, and then extended side angle as you exhale. You might keep this bind. So you're grabbing the right hip crease with the left hand. Your left hand might extend down. It might rest on the thigh. Your right hand might reach forward. You can bind, full bind here, if that's part of your practice. Holy moly, holy moly. Okay, and then from here, you're going to extend your right arm down, release the bind with your left arm, and spin like a windmill to the top of your mat and find Skandasana. I'm backwards. You want to bend into the right knee this time for Skandasana. What comes up for you when your yoga teacher gets confused about the transitions that she's asking you to be so mindful of? What comes up? Okay, from Skandasana, you keep your right heel as close to the ground as you can. Extend your right arm wide and your left arm high. If you want to bind, you can bind. If you don't want to bind, don't do it. Doesn't matter. Maybe you step your left foot towards your right. I hope it feels good. I hope it feels good to watch. someone fumble through these. It feels good to me. Then your left foot is your base, and you might, oh, I know what I did wrong. That's okay. We'll get it all in. You might stand up with your left foot as your base for bound standing garland pose. If you like shift your weight to your left foot and you're like, there's no way that left leg is straightening, you might release the bind and push up from your squat and just hug your right knee in as fast as you can. And then from standing, you can find the bind again. Hold this, try to squeeze your shoulder blades together, broaden across your chest. And then maybe even if you couldn't stand up, you can lower down the same way. Graceful. Okay. Release the bind if you have it. Re-extend your left leg back to Skandasana. Slow motion for me. Okay. And so now you're going to do the fun windmill. You're gonna windmill back so your hands are, actually you're not, you're just gonna turn so that you're low lunging into your right foot again, and then hug your left knee into your chest. Now, you guys, I'm confused. So meet at the top of, or the back of, the top of your mat with your left foot as your base and your right knee hugging into your chest. Arms reach up overhead, and then right arm underneath your left. I promise this is the opposite side, and I promise we're doing this out of order. And then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Press your forearms forward, lift your elbows up towards your chin. Bend into the left knee, flex your right toes. Oh, it's humbling. It's humbling to forget yoga flows. It's good. The deeper you get into your left knee, the more you'll feel in the outer right thigh. Keep your right foot really, really strong. And then keep the arms the same. Hug your right knee into your chest. And send your right foot back behind you. So you're landing in this warrior one feet. Before we transition through warrior three, so if you stay balanced for a second, that's great. And then plant the right heel down. Bend into the left knee, lift your arms up, press your forearms forward, and just start to bow your heart forward. So your arms might come to the left knee, your left hip is hugging back. And then release your arms down and start to straighten through the left knee, and you're in a pyramid variation. Try to get longer through your left leg. The two ends that you're trying to lengthen between are the big toe mound of your left foot and your left hip crease. So the big toe mound pushes down and forward as hard as you can, and your left hip hugs back. And then keep the right hand planted, maybe fingertips, and start to bring your left hand to the low back, or maybe your left hand sweeps up overhead. Spin your heart open to the left, and get longer through your left leg. So your right hip might come slightly forward. Try to stay, without locking out the left knee, try to stay full strength in the left leg. One more inhale. And then exhale, lower the left hand down. Lift your right heel up and walk your right foot back so you're in that low lunge. Remember how intentionally you were in low lunge at the beginning of class? Find the strength in your legs. Hopefully they're a little bit more tired now. And then left arm sweeps high. Inhale. Gaze up at the left thumb. Side plank, pull to the outer edge of your right foot, or maybe your right knee. Left foot steps back. You can hold here, or start to hover the left leg. Maybe you grab the top of the left foot with your left hand. Take a breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana, if you want it. Up dog or cobra. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Down dog. Get long in your armpits. 5 breaths in down dog. Or donkey kicks. Bend your knees and try to kick your seat with your heels. 5 times. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees down. Bring the tops of your feet to the floor. Child's pose. Keep your arms extended. Bring your forehead down. Longer through your armpits. And then drag your hands in towards your thighs. Roll your spine up, so you're sitting up. And then hands come back behind you. Fingertips or plant your fingers pointing forward. And then push into your shins. Lift your seat. And just pause here. Squeeze your butt. Get as high as you can through the hips. Lower your seat back down. Sweep your arms forward. Child's pose. Drag your hands back in. Hands plant behind you. Second time. Hips lift. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Get higher through your hips, broader across the chest. And then lower the hips down. Sweep your arms forward. Child's pose. This time, hug your hands in. Come to standing on your knees. If you're not, bring your knees to about hip width distance. Slide your hands into your imaginary back pockets. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Push your hips forward. Lift your chest. Ustrasana. Come back up, inhale. Take a seat back in your feet. Fold forward, maybe this time rabbit's pose. So your hands come to your heels and you lift your hips from here, pulling your hands towards your heels. So you're rounding extensively through the upper back. Take a seat back on your feet. And sweep your feet out in front of you. Come to the center of your mat and roll all the way down onto your back. Bring the soles of your feet to the floor. And this is the same pose we were just doing, except we've rotated our body 90 degrees. Palms face down, lift your hips. So to get the sensation of broadening off your chest, across your chest, you might walk one shoulder blade underneath you and then the other. If you can, maybe you interlace your hands underneath you, but keep the heels of your hands touching and your wrists flush with the floor. Notice your breath. Get a little higher through the hips. Before you lower your hips down, visualize you lowering your hips down, and then slowly, like you're on an escalator, hips come down to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. Halasana, if it's appropriate, rock back, feet plant back behind your head. This time, pause here, maybe walk one elbow and then the other. So you're in this really deep forward fold. If this is not appropriate, you can come to seated forward fold or just hang out in happy baby. If you have halasana and shoulder stand as a part of your practice, you might lift both legs at the same time, shoulder stand. If you're taking shoulder stand, we're going to stay for 1 minute. If you're in a forward fold of some kind, we're gonna stay for 1 minute. Squeeze the tops of your legs. Wherever you are, the backs of your legs are pressing forward or down. They're pushing away from your body. And your pelvis is trying to lift forward. So in shoulder stand, your feet and your thighs are going forward and your pelvis is coming towards your face. Focus on your breath. Use an exhale very slowly, like you're on an escalator. Move your hands and your arms out of the way and come back down through Halasana, and then one vertebra at a time onto your back. If you were in shoulder stand, Matsyasana, fish pose. So roll up, elbows come underneath your shoulders, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and just be very gentle here. You don't need to open your throat all the way. Letting your head fall back puts a lot of strain on the thyroid and the adrenals. You can do it, but you don't need to. It's just very intense. We don't need to be intense. We don't always need to be intense. And then wherever you are, lower back down onto your back. If you would like one more belly up back bend, bridge or wheel, you can take that. If you would like a different inversion, you might roll forward and take headstand or crow. This is the very end of class. This is like your capstone of having spent an hour doing yoga. So just like we started at the beginning of class, I'm not going to pick for you. You choose. A nice inversion, if you're feeling real mellow, is just extend your legs up overhead. Legs up the wall. And then once you've finished your capstone project and you've given yourself mental applause for your incredible physical abilities, we'll come back onto your back. Hug knees into your chest, maybe rock a little side to side. Maybe take happy baby again if you've been there before, or take it for the first time. If you want a twist from your back, you might let your knees fall one direction and then the other. You might take Supta Baddha Konasana, the reclined variation of the seated forward fold we took with soles of the feet together. And slowly, you'll notice your nervous system start to become calm in anticipation of rest, and your body will make its way to a final resting shape. It might be Shavasana. It might be seated meditation. But truly, your today body is the one that we are honoring. We couldn't do this practice, we couldn't get anywhere without today body. Try to stay just for about 1 more minute. Try to stay with the fluctuations of the mind. Be aware of any judgments that come up, any sense of anticipation or longing. work with an intention of noticing. I'll close class here. Feel free to stay in this resting position as long as you want to, as long as you can. The work that we do on our mat comes up so many places. The same practice of noticing how you react to physical postures is the same as how we react to emotions when things make us sad or upset. And when we learn how to navigate those and make choices, it's just a tool. We have more space for connection with others and spending our time the way that we want to. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.